What's up and what's good, everybody? It is Sean with 614 Inc. Sneaker Reviews. Just want to thank you again for tuning into the channel today and taking the time to check out my video, and remind you to please like, subscribe, and comment below. Your support, as you know, I always say it, is what makes videos like this possible. And so without further ado, let's get right in this today. You can see that we are taking a look at a pair of Air Jordan 1 black toes. These shoes have obviously already been unboxed. The box came just absolutely mangled to bits. There was no point to even show it. It was the worst box I've ever seen come from DHgate. I mean, it looked like somebody had intentionally tried to crush this thing. In the box were if you follow the channel, you're familiar with my review on the Air Jordan 1 squid socks. It's just a terrible fake logo. The Air Jordan 1 keychain and the Stock X keychain, as well as sticker that's not even truly a sticker. All that stuff was discarded. Anybody that follows my channel knows I like to look at the shoe, not the packaging and bells and whistles that come with it. The intent of our review here today is to give these shoes an overall quality grade on a scale of 1 to 10, and then also give them that pass-fail grade, which is intended to determine whether or not these shoes could be worn out in public, around somebody who knows what they're looking for, and to see if you could get away with having something on your feet that could be a plausible rep. And so you saw the checklist in the intro. Let's get right into it. These all of the shoes that I review, they all come from DHgate, and I'll talk about the specific seller. These were from YWSX11 was the seller. They were $49.68 with $15.92 shipping, for a grand total of $65.60. Shipping time, they were purchased on 8/12 of 21, and they arrived on 8/26 of 21. That is 14 days. I have never reviewed a pair of sneakers that were ordered and received faster than these. I was absolutely shocked when they arrived that quickly. That is not par for the course, so I don't know if this seller has, like, you know, stuff that's located in the US. Obviously this was in August, so now you're messing with holiday delivery times and backups, and you know, COVID's really messing up shipping containers and things like that. But for these shoes in August, 14 days, it was pretty shocking how quickly they got here. Initial impressions, when I first took them out of the box, I was very impressed. I always like to open the box and just, you know, look at them before I touch them and put my hands on them. I'll show you up here close. You can see there's really good quality leather graining. You see the texture on it. You see the on the sole of the shoe here, you've got the texture. Obviously that was not visible. The bottom sole portion of the shoe here was not visible while in the box, but you can see it's accurate as far as how it's supposed to look. It's nice and textured and quality feeling. The stitching, no loose threads, no glue residue at all present on this shoe. Nice toe box shape. Anybody that's familiar with the Air Jordan 1s, and if you've ever seen Replica Air Jordan 1s, the toe box is a big area of concern for this shoe, as well as the overall shape of the shoe. These have a really, in my opinion, good shape to both the toe box and the overall shape of the shoe. The one thing I will say, without skipping ahead, you know, like I say, my initial impressions were good just looking at them. When I picked them up and finally took them out of the box, they are extremely light. Anybody that follows my channel knows that I like to talk about the materials used. Not exactly, I've gotten comments like talking about what type of leather. Like, in my opinion, and again, this is what my channel's about. If you want to get somebody that's going to talk about whether it's real leather, synthetic leather, you know, that's fine. That's for another channel. What my review videos are about, and what our channel here is about, is whether or not you can put these on your feet and have somebody look at them and think that they were a legitimate pair of shoes. And so with that in mind, truly what the material is not that important to me in the reviews, because as long as it looks legitimate and looks comparable to that of the real shoe, I don't care really what it's made of. It's just trying to get something that looks legitimate and that could be plausibly considered a real shoe when you put it on your foot. And so one of the things that I like to discuss isn't what the materials are, but it's like what you can expect when you actually feel it, and that leads to like the longevity of the shoe. And so what I'm trying to say is they cut corners and they use cheaper materials, and that's how they're able to buy a pair of replicas for a $60 price tag. And you can expect the shoe to not feel as cushy, the materials to not be as dense, the shoe to get creases in the toe box quicker because the leather isn't as plush or as thick as what you find on the OGs. And so that is definitely present here. I reviewed plenty of shoes in the past where it's almost like a 1-for-1 as far as weight and quality and things like that. These look really good, but as soon as you pick it up, you can tell that this leather, although you see the graining and everything looks really good in the texture and it's clean and crisp and good stitching, they're just not as heavy and well built as what a pair of AJ1s should be. So I haven't put it on my feet yet, like I say, once we cover the rest of the checklist, I like to put them on my feet and step away and wear them for about an hour and test and everything like that. I can already tell that these are probably going to be a little bit flimsy and a little bit more flexible than what an authentic pair of AJ1s are, just from the weight and just kind of feeling it and bending it a little bit. Anyhow, the smell test, 100% legit. They smell really good, just like a real pair of sneakers should. And again, taking a look at them really closely, there is absolutely zero glue residue present on these. Very clean stitching, very quality leather materials used. No scuff marks or anything like that, like I found on the shoe, like I found on some replicas in the past. The star pattern on the sole, you can see is really, really good. Nice attention to detail there. I mean, these are pretty doggone clean replicas. I like to even when I find something that's like this quality, and I keep saying good shape and everything like that, I like to even try and nitpick just to show you like something little. And on these, I'm struggling. I mean, here's the first thing I've seen, and it is so minor. I could really, truly care less about it. You can see right there, there's a little bit of bleedage on the white from the red to the white portion of the sole. And then back here, a little something here, and a couple marks here. But again, you wear these one time. First of all, nobody's ever picking that up. You wear these one time outside on a dirty sidewalk or wherever, you're going to have more natural dirt and debris than what's found here. So I'm not even going to knock that for a half of a deduction on the 1 to 10 scale. These look really, really good, really, really clean. The only thing I will say is, like I say, the weight of the shoe. As I'm sitting here talking, I did notice one little thing. Let me back them up a little bit. The toe box on this compared to here does come up slightly higher. If I didn't point it out, if I sat these here right in front of you and I didn't point that out at you, it's not so egregious that I think you're gonna pick it up. I mean, I'm literally going over these with like a microscope here, trying to find flaws. You're talking like maybe 1/8 of an inch difference from the left to the right shoe as far as how high up this comes. And it just looks like this whole thing's been shifted, because this portion here is lower, this portion here is higher, this portion here is lower, this portion here is higher. So it's almost as if this whole piece needed to be shifted this way, like 1/8 of an inch, to make it symmetrical with this one. I mean, you guys can see that. I'm splitting hairs here trying to find you differences in quality control items. That's really the most egregious thing that I see on these. And so what we'll do is, like I say, I'll put these on my feet. I'll walk around for an hour, make sure the arches are in the right spot, make sure, see how it feels, whether it's super flimsy because of the weight differences and not. And then we'll come back and talk a little bit about what we experienced. All right, see you in a minute. All right, I am back. I had these on my feet for a little over an hour, walking around the house, doing some normal day-to-day stuff. Nothing too crazy. Like I do like to, put them on and do like a couple like jump cuts or something like that, even though I would never play basketball in these or any type of athletic or recommend you do so in a pair of replicas. And the on-foot feel, the arches are in the right spot, but the weight is a big problem. So visually, you're not going to see that. I don't want to like contradict myself here, because the whole point of this channel is to give these a pass-fail grade. If you put these on your feet and somebody who knows what they're looking for sees them, are they going to call you out and know that you're wearing a pair of fake Jordans? So I know the weight doesn't pertain to that, but I do want to let you know it is pretty significant. Like these just on your feet feel cheap. They do not feel like a quality shoe. They look really, really good visually, but I can just tell by the weight and by walking around in them that you're probably going to get like 20 to 30 wears out of these before they start to show like significant creasing in the toe box, probably some creasing here in the shoe just from your foot flexing and the side panel portion here. And I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that, this is what you get sometimes when you purchase replicas. These cheaper materials that aren't as dense, aren't as cushy, aren't as solid. It just leads to a faster breakdown of the shoe. And so while you can't visually see that stuff right now, down the line, I know for a fact that is going to be a problem with these. But on foot feel, other than the fact that they were super light and you could tell that they were more flimsy, arches were in the right spot, very comfortable shoe. In fact, super lightweight shoe. So, super, super comfortable. Defects, I looked over them again real good after those, initial impressions that we talked about. There's nothing. These shoes are essentially flawless beyond what we've already discussed. The differences from OG, nothing. Again, the color's right. If you've seen my Air Jordan 12 flu game review, the red variations in color were just horrible. These look great. I mean, the color is like 1-for-1. Stitching's where it should be. The graining on the leather is really, really good. Again, I'll just keep talking and beating a dead horse over it. The leather on these, or pleather, is definitely not as durable and dense as what you're going to find on a real pair of shoes. On a real pair of Air Jordan 1 black toes. Visually, you're not going to be able to see the differences, because the graining is there and they look really good without actually holding them or putting them on your feet or taking a real pair of Air Jordan 1s and, wringing these out and wringing those out and stretching them. I don't think visually looking at these, you're going to be able to pick up the difference. Quality on a 1 to 10 rating. Now, again, I'm not comparing this to like the actual Jordan. This is just looking at this shoe by itself, taking into consideration the defects, the materials. And it's so unfortunate because there's no defects on the shoe. It's just the material that it's made from. I'm going to give these an 8 just because I know they're not going to hold up for a long time. But it's such a shame because if you've seen my Air Jordan 3 cement review, I want to say they got like a 9.5 because it was like the most quality Jordan that I've ever reviewed, or right up there with the most quality replica Jordans I've ever reviewed. And it ended up getting a fail grade. It was like the most well-built 1-for-1, solid, cushy materials, durable. You're going to be able to wear it 100 times and have it hold up. But it was missing some of the key features on the shoe, like the elephant print on the toe box, that would have given it a pass grade. So even though it was a well-built shoe and got a really high quality rating, it failed. This is kind of going to be the opposite here. This is not really quality materials, and it got an 8. It got a lower 1 to 10 grade than what those Cement 3s got. The Cement 3s failed, and I'm giving these a pass. So the reason, again, is there's nothing you can look at. Just if I don't touch this shoe and I set it right here on my desk and I just take a look at it, just visually looking at these shoes, these things look phenomenal. I mean, aside from this slight variation on toe box, but most people aren't like looking at your shoes and trying to see like, is everything symmetrically within 1/16 of an inch perfect? I mean, if you just put these on and you go out, nobody's gonna pick up that slight variation. I don't think, I mean, very few people anyhow are going to pick up this slight like 1/8 of an inch variation here, and same thing here, from one shoe to the next, and just the color's good, the stitching's good, no glue residue, no paint bleedage, no loose strings, you know, graining's there, just all the markings, the Nike, the Air Jordan 1 emblem on the upper ankle portion there looks really good. Swoosh is a good shape, good width. I mean, these are just really, really good looking shoes. It's just unfortunate that they didn't use a little bit better materials here, because this would have been one of my favorite Jordans that I've ever reviewed. And unfortunately, you know, they got an 8 out of quality, because like I say, they're not going to hold up, but they do pass. And so I hope that this review video helps you guys a little bit. If there's anything that I missed, forgot, or that you would like to add, or just, you know, any comments you have about my review, please, you know, post them below. Please like, subscribe. Again, your support is what makes videos like this possible. And I've got a lot more content that I'll be posting here soon, with a couple more pairs of Jordans that are I'm excited to review. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Until next time.